Hello， 大家好。现在好多小伙伴都在问我怎么购买比特币啊，我也比较纳闷啊，怎么最近这么多人想买比特币的啊？于是呢，我做了一套详细的教程。那么咱们重点来说一下啊，如何100%安全的购买比特币。如果你是新手，第一次接触数字货币的话，也不用担心。这个教程呢是零基础的入门必看教程，新手小白也可以理解学会。在接触数字货币之前，我给大家做一个高能警告：币圈的骗子和骗局非常的多。咱们新手朋友一定要小心。本期视频呢会教你怎么识别交易所里的骗子还有骗局，然后我再把买币、卖币，然后提现出金的流程给大家演示一遍。什么是提现出金呢？就是说把我们的数字货币再换成我们的人民币，存到我们的支付宝或者卡里啊。下面咱们细说，这里咱们一带而过。提醒大家一定要认真观看完视频之后再去操作。我们来看一下教程目录，这个教程分为5个步骤。第一步是怎么注册交易所账号。第二步呢，我们要在手机上安装交易所的 APP 啊，用来我们方便我们的操作。第三步，我们要对账号的安全进行一下设置啊，这一步非常重要。下面呢就是如何购买 USDT。最后，我通过实战演示的方式，把买币、卖币、提现出金给大家演示一遍。第一步呢，我们需要注册一个欧易交易所的账号。为什么选择欧易交易所呢？我们来看一下这个表格，3大交易所分别是欧易、币安和火币。目前呢，只有欧易交易所才支持大陆用户注册，币安和火币已经不支持了。另外呢，手续费也比较低啊，大家可以通过这个表格很清楚的看到每个交易所的对比情况，我就不进行过多的讲解。下面咱们开始注册。注册方法呢也十分简单，我会把注册链接放到视频下方，直接复制粘贴就可以了。这里呢，重点要给大家说一下，为什么要用下面这个链接？因为使用这个链接注册的话，你会终身减免20%的手续费啊，是非常划算的。打开链接后，直接到达注册页面，我们填写手机号或者是邮箱都可以进行注册。填写上之后，然后点击领取盲盒，它会给我们发送一个验证码，填写上去就可以注册成功了，非常的简单。现在呢，官方有一个活动，注册完成它会奖励一个盲盒。当然了，它这个说的肯定比较多啊，一般情况只能开出来几十块钱吧啊，具体的话要看运气啊，你可能运气好，说不定你能开出这么多，对吧？第二步呢，我们需要在手机上安装欧易 APP， 安卓手机的话安装起来还是比较方便的，直接从官网扫码下载就行。我们来看一下，在官网的右上角这里有一个向下的箭头，大家可以看到我箭头指的这个方向，我们把鼠标移动上去之后，它会弹出一个2维码，直接拿手机扫码下载就行了，非常的简单。咱们重点来说一下苹果手机怎么安装。因为国内的苹果应用商店里没有欧易 APP 啊，你是下载不了的，所以说呢，我们需要先准备一个海外的苹果 ID。这个海外 ID 怎么获得啊？我们来直接通过百度搜索购买苹果 ID 啊，使用谷歌也可以啊，里面有很多都是卖账号的啊，直接可以从他们那买一个就行了啊，好多都是啊，基本上一搜一大堆。有了账号之后呢，我们就需要第3步，我们对交易所的账号进行一下安全设置。在登录 APP 后啊，不要着急买币，一定要先设置好安全信息。这里呢，我们需要完成2步操作，第一步叫身份认证，第2步叫安全设置。下面大家跟我一步一步进行操作。打开 APP 之后，我们点左上角，这里有身份认证。在身份认证里面啊，分为基础认证、高级认证和视频认证。我们呢完成第一项基础认证啊，就可以进行买币了啊。如果你以后的交易量大啊，你可以把这个高级认证啊进行一下认证。然后我们返回一下，看下面的安全中心。安全设置里面呢，它有4种选项供我们选择，有谷歌验证器，有邮箱验证、手机验证，还有防钓鱼码。我呢选择的是邮箱和手机啊，这里呢大家根据自己的情况啊进行选择啊，有的人喜欢用谷歌验证器的啊，就把这个打开。到这一步，我们的前期准备工作啊就已经完成了。第4步呢，我们就需要购买 USDT 了。到这里呢，很多同学就比较纳闷了，什么是 USDT 啊？为什么要买它呢？我们来简单的说一下 USDT 啊，我们的中文名我们把它叫做泰达币，我们简称为 USDT 啊。很多时候呢，我们通常把它叫做 U， 它呢是一种稳定价值的货币，1U 就等于1美元。我们账号里的 USDT 啊，是随时可以按照美元的汇率兑换成我们的人民币的。在我们的真实世界当中，美元就是一种通用货币，同样在我们的虚拟货币当中也需要有一种通用货币啊，那就是泰达币。那么我们需要购买比特币啊、狗币这些数字货币的时候呢，人民币是不能直接购买的，所以说呢，我们需要先使用人民币兑换成 USDT， 然后再使用 USDT 啊购买我们的比特币、以太坊啊这些数字货币，它呢是一种这样的流程关系。下面呢，大家跟我一起进行一下购买 USDT 的实战操作。它的流程呢，这里有，大家可以仔细的阅读一下。下面咱们看我操作，在 APP 首页呢，我们点击我要买币，弹出一个选项啊，我们选择 C2C 买币。这里呢有很多商家，我们可以从他们手里购买泰达币。这里呢大家需要注意一下，一定要选择交易量大的商家，防止呢我们的银行卡被封。我们来看一下交易量在哪里显示啊，大家仔细看，每一个商家后面都有它的成交量，大家看到了吧？我们要选择成交量高一些的啊，这个是6000多，我们再往下找一找， 你看这个成交量只有59，这样的大家不要选择，一定要选择成交量比较高的。大家看这里呢有一个12000多的啊，所以说呢我们选择这个商家还是比较靠谱的。我们直接点击购买，我们在这里呢可以写入我们想要买入的金额，比如说我要想买1000的啊，我直接写1000就可以了，买多少写多少。写上购买的金额之后呢，我们直接点下方的购买 USDT 啊，我们直接点击下一步就可以。现在呢 APP 上提示请使用支付宝转账啊，不同的商家支持不同的支付方式啊，可以是银行卡、微信啊，或者是支付宝啊，当然了这个商家是可以使用支付宝的。下面呢就是它的支付信息，上面有提示啊，有我们的购买金额，有对方的收款信息啊，叫陈烨啊，对方的支付宝账号。我们呢打开支付宝，给这个陈烨进行转账就可以了。这里呢大家需要注意的是，一定要使用自己姓名的账户进行转账啊，否则的话对方会扣一部分的手续费，然后会把钱再给你退回来。这里呢大家一定要注意。假设呢我们现在已经转完账了，在转完账之后，这里需要大家注意一下，一定要及时回到欧易 APP 当中，点一下我已转账通知卖家，这样呢卖家就会及时的把 USDT 转到我们的账户当中。如果你没有点这个的话，过一段时间这个订单就会取消掉啊，我们的钱就会白转了。所以说呢大家一定要注意，转完账来点一下我已完成转账，就是这个按钮。这一点啊我重复了2遍，大家一定要注意。在你点完这个按钮之后， USDT 啊就会到达我们的账户当中。下面我们来看一下账户信息啊，我们直接点返回，回到首页之后，我们点击右下角的资产，就可以看到我们当前的账户信息。我这个账户呢现在有 99.99 USDT， 你的 USDT 到账之后呢就会在这里显示了。有了 USDT， 下一步我们就可以购买比特币了。第5步呢就到了我们的实战演示阶段，我将从买币到提现全流程给大家演示一遍。我们开始买币的第1步呢，就是需要把资金账户里的钱转入到交易账户。有的同学就比较纳闷了，都是我的钱，为什么有一个是资金账户，有一个是交易账户呢？这里呢我简单给大家解释一下。顾名思义，资金账户就是我们的钱在这里存放着，那么交易账户很好理解啊，就是我们拿出多少钱进行交易。比如说我们的账户中有1万 U， 但是呢我们不是全部都拿来进行交易，我们可以拿出1000 U 进行交易，剩下的还在我们的资金账户里存放着。下面咱们来看一下如何操作。在 APP 当中，我们直接点资产，这里有一个资金划转啊，我们可以将资金账户的钱转到交易账户，同样也可以将交易账户里的钱转到资金账户。下面呢我们写入金额，转多少就在这里写多少啊，我们可以直接点最大，点击确定就可以了。我们返回看一下，现在资金账户里的钱就是0，交易账户就是 99.99。 下面呢咱们就可以进行购买数字货币了。我们点击中间的交易按钮，第一次操作的朋友看到这个界面会比较发懵啊，有好多按钮和数字啊。下面咱们简单的来说一下，在最上方这里是选择币种，什么意思呢？比如说我想买比特币，那么我们就选择第一个比特币，然后选择现货交易，也就是第一个。如果你想买以太坊的话，我们就在这里选择以太坊就可以啊，以太坊的缩写是 ETH 啊，我们就可以选择这个，同样也是选择最上面的现货交易。我们继续往下看，这里呢一个买入一个卖出啊，买入我们就点左边的啊，卖出我们就点右边的，很好理解。再往下看，这里呢是让我们选择委托方式，它呢有好多种委托方式，最常用的是限价委托和市价委托。这里呢我简单给大家说一下，市价委托就是以当前的价格立即成交，比如当前的价格是多少，我们看一下是1873，如果我们选择市价委托，我们就会以当前的价格立即成交。但是有的同学想等价格低一些了再买，这时候我们就用到的功能叫做限价委托，它的意思就是说等跌到我们想要的价格后自动进行成交。比如现在我们想等价格跌到1800的时候再买，我们只需要在这里选择限价委托，把价格这里修改一下，改成1800，这样设置之后，等价格跌到1800的时候就会自动买入。咱们继续往下看，数量这里我们不用管，我们只需要把金额这里填上就可以了。比如我想买1000 U， 我们这里直接写1000就可以了。那么1000 U 就可以买到 0.55 个以太坊，这里呢它是自动帮我们计算的，我们直接点入买入就可以了。当然我的账户里现在只有99 U 是不够的，它这里呢就提示余额不足。好了，买入操作呢我就说到这里，是不是非常简单？下面咱们来算一笔账，比如说我买入的价格是1600，等过了2天，以太坊的价格涨到了1700，这个时候我们来计算一下收益，是不是就用1700减去1600，就是我们盈利的部分，就相当于我们赚了100 U 啊，也就是100美金。假设咱们现在已经赚了100 U 了，想要把币卖掉应该怎么操作呢？我们来看一下，回到我们的交易界面， 这一次我们是不是应该选择卖出了，对不对？我们选择卖出，下面的委托方式这里，我们选择市价委托，然后选择我们要卖出的数量。这里呢有一个滑动条，我们可以选择卖出50%，也可以选择卖出100%。100%的意思就是说把我们持有的所有数字货币都卖出。这里呢大家可以根据情况自己选择，然后直接点击卖出就可以了，是不是非常简单？最后呢咱们来说一下如何把赚到的 U 提现到银行卡、支付宝或者微信这3项都是可以的。首先呢第一步我们需要设置一个收款账号，这个收款账号可以是银行卡，也可以是微信或者是支付宝。下面大家看我演示，打开 APP 后，我们需要在我要买币这里设置一下收款账号 ，C2C 买币，选择右下角我的，这里有一个收款账号管理。我们进去之后需要在右上角添加一下收款账号，可以是银行卡、支付宝、微信都可以，这个呢大家自行选择。添加好账号之后，第二步我们需要从欧易里挑选一个可靠的买家，在 APP 里选择我要买币。有同学会比较纳闷我们不是要卖币吗？怎么要进买币呢？这里呢买币和卖币是在一个板块 ，C2C 买币。进来之后大家可以看到，这里一个购买一个出售我们这一次呢是选择出售，在出售列表这里呢有非常多的商家，我们怎么选择呢？第一步我们要看它的成交量这个是11000，这个是2万，下面这个是5000，所以说呢我们优先选择12000的这个商家，这是第一步。第二步呢我们要看商家的注册日期，这个商家呢他是22年11月成为商家，我们换一个看法。这个呢大家看，他是2023年4月份刚刚成为商家的，所以说呢我们要选择一些比较老的商家，也就是说注册日期比较久的，像刚才这个就不错，浩宇商行12000的这个就不错，注册时间也够久，然后呢成交量也非常高，像这样的商家就是比较靠谱的。下一步我们直接点击出售，在这里写上出售的数量，然后点击出售就可以了。我们来试一下，我写一个2U，然后点击出售，然后出现一个确认窗口，我们直接点卖出。这个时候买家那里就会收到订单信息，我们呢只需等着他给我们转账就可以了。一般情况呢只需要2分钟，等他给我们转账之后，我们的界面就会变成这个样子，买家已付款。这个时候大家一定要注意，千万不要点击我已收到付款。这时候你需要干什么呢？你需要登录到你的支付宝或者银行卡里，查看一下是否到账，等确认无误之后，再到 APP 当中点击我已收到付款。点击这个按钮之后，你的 USDT 就会转到对方的账户当中，就完成了。我再给大家强调一下，在卖币的时候一定要亲自登录银行卡或者支付宝，查看是否到账，到账之后再来点击这个按钮我已收到付款。这里呢大家一定要谨慎，因为你只要点击这个按钮， USDT 就会转到对方账户当中。这个呢就像我们淘宝买东西的时候确认收货一样，所以说呢大家一定要注意。到此为止呢，我们的入门实战教程就已经结束了。大家有任何问题呢，可以到视频下方进行留言，我会给大家一一解答。想要了解更多币圈知识的小伙伴，可以关注我的频道炒币大师兄，每天都会给大家分享最新币圈资讯。好，谢谢大家的观看。
Good game. So you would think that having the Doom opener though would have been a pretty handy way to try and handle that. We'll see if they just go the same way though. I doubt that they'll lose their conviction. I don't think Game Gladiators are going to be like, oh, I guess DK is good, you know? Like I think they came into this with a plan, and I imagine it is going to be a revolve around giving them DK once more. And indeed it does. And,
well, let's see if they take it then. I mean, I think that they'll take it again, won't they? Or do you think they'll change?
No, I think they will. I think they'll 100%
take it again.
I mean,
yep. Why not?
I guess
you're here to win. You pick DK. Job done.
Like, is there any merit for experimentation for them at this point in the group stage?
No, just keep getting the wins. DK pick.
Yeah.
It's there.
Now,
let's
like
think. Gaming Gladiators, as you know, we know that, well, we already knew that they knew that DK was going to be the first pick in last game. This game too, what's their next plan? They must have a different plan, a different idea to try and tackle, to try and deal with this. I don't think they'll go with the Undying approach again. I know that Celery loves to play the hero, but it did feel that that was something that Falcons, they couldn't care less about in game one. It didn't cause them any issues. They're going to do it again. He really loves to play it. He loves to play it. They're going to go with it.
I think it's that, and again, it's the same idea of locking it out of the lane, or at least like making it less likely that it's going to come to the off lane. If you're Falcons, you almost want to send this DK off lane now. I feel like Amara's like, give it to me. Just give me this. I'll be fine. I can do it.
I don't know. After that game one though performance from Malrine, I think it's going to be hard to take it out of his hands. He had a very good showing. Played it.
They're all so good on it. I feel like Skeeter and Malrine have had the best games on it too. That's the even more frustrating thing is that it's just such a difficult one to deal with. And now everyone's caught on to this point though. Obviously, as DK is the most contested hero alongside Chen for the entire tournament. So, you know, it's not a shock of any team to be taking this. Oh, it looks like, sorry, Chen is actually the only one who's still been in every draft. There has been 2 games now where Timbersaw was ignored and 3 while Dragonite was ignored. So there you go.
That's pretty wild. The DK was
that is surprising.
Ignored in 3 drafts. Yeah. I feel like maybe one of those drafts at least that just straight up forgot about him. You know, probably got to the end of the draft be like, wait, hold up. They didn't ban DK and we didn't pick it. What are we doing? You know.
It might be one of those situations where like Timber and Mars were in and each team gets 1, you know?
Sure.
And then DK flies away.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. All right, we're the techies this time here for Gladiators.
Okay. This was their support duo versus Virtus Pro yesterday. Pretty similar. I mean, what are the differences between Techies and Lion when you're opening up at this point? Techies a little bit less dependent on that like 1 item to start. Sometimes for Lion it can feel like the shard. Some games it feels like it's just the Aether or the Blink. Techies it feels like it gives you, it's less about like getting that 1 item and doing stuff and more about having impact potential for kills and also being able to control the map a lot with mines. But dude, Falcon's just right back to it.
They're just going to run it back. They're just going to run it back. DK, Mirana, why change from game 1? There's no reason to. Just do it again.
Okay, now.
Get the Doom, get the Ursa. I mean, to the point where
here's the question.
Do you let them do it or do you take away with some of these heroes from them? Or do you just let Falcons do the same draft?
You don't Underlord, because I think the Underlord gives power to the Doom and the Ursa.
No. They gave it a shot once. Here we go. Something a bit dirtier. They'll go with the Broodmother.
Okay.
And give that one a try.
I saw the game they lost with Brood. I said they also did get a win over OG. But their first match of the tournament, they went Brood. In this situation, like pretty early in the draft, 3rd pick. And that was versus Bet Boom. But they weren't able to pull it out there. Went for like early BKB Harpoon, Sanjin Yasho trying to utilize that new buff. And they started with a decent lead, but ended up losing it to Betboom kind of in like the 30-minute mark. So we'll see if they can carry that momentum a little bit better this time. But Ace had a good game, 6-3-3. And they're going to grab the Alchemist again.
All right. I mean, last game, you know, the farm wasn't amazing, but the farm was there to some point. You know, I feel like probably out of the whole draft, Duraccio did the most okay. You know, he was able to still have a bit of a presence. So giving him the Alch again. I'm okay with that one. Falcons. And I think also as well, you want to take that away from Skeeter having the opportunity to play it. They just pick the Doom again, run it back. Okay. Now, I do think, well, honestly, no, I think they could honestly just pick Ursa again. It's definitely going to be a bit more of a difficult game, but if they wanted to just run them back the whole draft, I think they'd have an okay time doing it here, Trent.
I mean, what are our Brood fighters these days? I feel like Sven is still pretty good in terms of like everything that a Brood wants to do. And Sven being kind of still strong right now in this patch feels like a pretty solid hero. The Naga Siren, that's a pretty good one too. Just a total like game control, matches how a Brood wants to play the game too. This idea of like, you know, trying to split you up and everything. You help control the map with Naga Siren. It's pretty solid. I think the reason they went for the Doom too was because they know that's getting banned. Like if they had to pick a 1 here, like let's say they pick Sven, I don't think there's any way you're going to be getting yourselves a Doom. So
I mean, the Doom's just so good. It's so good in a Mars hand, and it's so good against these heroes, against the Alch, and he sort of regen and heals. It's just shut down. It's just a bit of a no-brainer. That pick.
Will they just DK1 though? Because if you think about how Brood wants to play,
that's true. That could definitely be a possibility. Yeah, they could make that change.
Seems kind of fine.
Yeah, could make maybe Mallory wants to play something different this game. He's like, oh, it's fun. I crushed on DK. Let me try something different this time.
It is one of those situations though where you are, you don't have the final pick too, I guess. So it's probably safest just to keep the DK mid, more than likely. Unless you've got some other hero in mind, like a Kunkka. Like if you want to go Kunkka, classic hero versus the Brood, good control.
I think a Kunkka could be very nice. You're absolutely bang on there. Good AoE, good team fight, good sustain as well. You get that run buff on the Doom and the DK. You know, Skeeter and Amar, they can go in without any sort of threat of dying to any of the damage output that Gaming Gladiators has right now.
Man.
They could throw a bit of a curveball because, yeah, Gaming Gladiators, they're going to expect the carry pick to be last, but I think you're right. There is still that flexibility. DK to the safe lane, Kunkka in the mid.
Sven would have been really good, though. I mean, it's Classic versus Brood, plus with the Alk Acid Spray. I wonder if that was worth over the Doom. Probably not. Doom's really good. That's a bit too much. Any other ones that are really solid? I mean, Brood, it's funny because we have to, at least for me, I still have to rethink about Brood. Like, the second I think about Brood, I think about spiders. You know what I mean? Like, in the laning stage and stuff, you have to be like, okay, wait, there's no spiders in the laning stage anymore. We have to get rid of those old school heroes out of our head. A lot of the time as well. It's also sometimes just strong laning. Like Troll's a good example, I think, where like he does have some AoE tools later on, but he's a strong laner that tries to slow down that level 6 for the Brood and hopefully won't die the second Brood hits 6 by like 3 nukes, you know? I feel like that should be your goal, is trying not to get dove into the tower 3 times after Brood hits 6 and just losing your tower pretty fast. Or be a really good jungle farmer so that it's okay when it happens, like TB or something. But TB's one of those heroes that she tends to kind of annihilate if your supporting isn't too careful.
Oh, very interested to see what they do with the last pick here, Falcons. Everything else has been the same so far, but yeah, I think they will change things here with the final pick.
They don't have any break. We've seen some teams go back for the Bristle lately. I know Whisper was playing an off lane. That was kind of interesting. I don't know if they make considers about that, if they wanted a more classic anti-Brood 1. Don't think we're going to Meepo. Well, we're going to leave that one out there. Too many counter picks still left in the pool. Just ban the Invoker and grab the Primal Beast. Okay, so that's probably mid.
Yeah.
And then our 1 DK.
Yeah, they are going to do what, at least from the bans, looks like Gaming Gladiators weren't necessarily expecting. The fact that they were banning those carries out last. And Gladiators, they're going to know what's coming at them now, so they do have this ultimate final pick. And they've got to pick something hot for that mid matchup. You know, Quinn, he knows what he's against. So what would do well here? Any idea of some mid heroes that you could be considering to play in this 1v1?
I think with it being the Primal Beast, it's kind of just we're just chilling. Don't feed, don't die, obviously. It is good. I mean, classic tools versus Primal Beast are things like Dispels and everything, so he can't use his Onslaught. But the actual lane matchup, like I'm just thinking about the game right now from Game Gladiators, and I'm thinking you need to be an active mid hero. You just need to be playing alongside this, because like you have a Broodmother and an Alchemist, and they kind of split the map on the 2 halves, right? Like Brood might end up top the whole time, Alch's gonna be kind of bottom, and the whole middle section of this map is just like super open. So I think that's why Invoker's a really good ban, because he could have been roaming around a lot and utilizing all that space with like the Ghost Walk, and it would have been kind of hard to track him down. So whatever he picks, I think he needs a pick for the game, and he needs a leading, like I'm thinking like an Ember is the kind of hero I want. That's kind of the dream, I think. Like a little bit of setup for like a blast off. Some tower pressure that could pair with the Undying would be kind of nice, because Undying looks a little lost to me right now in this draft. Like Alk and Brood don't need that much like support and help, so what's the Undying going to be doing after like I mean, I guess that's just the life of Undying. The laning stage ends and you just kind of wander around like a huskless corpse. You're just
It's not easy. It's not easy. They'll take the Kunkka themselves.
Okay. So yeah, similar idea. I think it makes a lot of sense. A little bit better in the laning stage, and don't worry about like counter picks. In terms of just like Ember obviously can have some rough matchups where suddenly the game just feels a little bit lost because you made a few mistakes in the laning stage, and Kunkka can be a bit more stable. Yeah, okay, and gets that action that you want running around.
Yeah, I mean, I think, after that rough game 1, we can definitely expect more from Quinn on the Kunkka in this situation. He had a tough one with Zeus. I mean, to be fair to him, he was a poor old Zeus against a team that had 4 Blink Daggers. It's never going to feel good. this time round on something with a bit more presence on the front line and a higher chance of surviving, even if he does get jumped. I think we should see a bit more play from him. And even though Falcons have got 4 of the same heroes as last game, I think this will be a closer one. Without a doubt, after what we saw in game 1, you've got to give the edge to Falcons. I think they're going to take it, but I don't think it's going to be as easy for them as game 1 was.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. Game one was pretty miserable for Gaming Gladiators. It was one of those games that nobody wants to see and nobody wants to be in if you're the losing team. So let's have a look at it and see if it was that change up as well. Getting Ace on the Brood and Tofu on the Techies. I think it should allow them to do a lot more in that lane. It is going to be against that DK carry though, a hero that doesn't really care what he's laning against. He's going to have a decent time. We'll see if Gladiators can slow him down at all. Of course, Ace on the Brood. This is one of those heroes that in the past and in certain patches he would never get to play because it would be taken away. It would be banned out first phase every time. I'll see if it can be as scary nowadays.
Yeah, that's the big question.
Position now.
We're always a little bit worried about this hero popping back up here. And I've been told that I think I need to adjust some audio things.
Uh-oh.
You're going to have to go on your own here, friend.
All right.
Prepare for battle.
Just to be clear, if I call you mate, I don't mean it literally.